We're now joined by Kennedi Williams, our Thompson Brooks Insurance Player of the Game. And Kennedi, it's always difficult when you're playing an opponent that you didn't even know you were going to be playing until a certain point in the week. But even more unique in this, you're playing an opponent that hasn't played a game yet this year. So you've got no video on them. You're going off of the stats and the things that they did a season ago, and they were a very good team a season ago. Coach talked about the fact that he saw a twinkle in their eyes whenever he watched them during warm-ups, just to be able to play basketball again. And they certainly seemed like that they were fired up to play some basketball in the first half. How did you see that first quarter?
He told us that they were going to come out fired up. It's their first game, so we really just had to focus on us and like what we practice. And we practice defense, and we had to lock in on what we do best. So once we had a rough start, but we just had to get adjusted and just go out there and do what we do.
What makes them a good team? Because obviously at the Division II level, they're a very good squad. But what is it about their offense? It seems like they've got three really good scorers.
Their energy. They were fired up from the go, which we weren't. And their energy, their point guard number 4, she had good energy. She was like their system. She kept them fired up. She was coming down shooting. She was attacking the goal, and we just had to adjust.
When you see a lead like that, your team was down by 15 points, but it didn't seem like that there was really any panic.
We like to fight. Sometimes we just like to get ourselves in a pit and we have to fight back, and the fight back is what really gets us hype in the game. So,
for you, you and Ashton have played together for so long. Ashton not being available today, it's kind of has been Ashton and Alyssa, and then you come in and whether it be with Dee or Priscilla, it's changed a little bit as the season has gone along. But today it seemed like a lot of that system, as far as substitution, just kind of got thrown out, and it was more of a mix match of who was going to be playing when. Do you like that, or do you like it better when it's a 5 in, 5 out?
I like it better when we mix and match, because you get to play with different people that we don't usually play with. We've been switching it up in practice, so what we did today is kind of what we prepared for, mixing and matching and playing with new people, new players, new personnel. So I think I like it better.
Do you watch hockey at all? Because it has that similar feel, that, as far as a line change, you got a whole different unit that comes into the game and plays, which it works in their sport. But with basketball, like you said, sometimes it doesn't. And you guys, I shouldn't say, you guys have had a lot of success with that system over the course of the year. And there have been a lot of times that when the second unit, if you want to call you guys that, have come into the game, it's a tie game or a deficit, and you've been able to be that spark plug, and you've been able to be that energy, kind of like you were talking about Shepherd had at the beginning of the game. It's a pretty fun group that you're playing with.
It is. I love that group. Playing with the 5, it builds chemistry, I think. So when we come in together, we know how we like to play. We know each other. So, yeah. I like them both.
So you just like to play basketball.
Yeah, that's what I love to do.
So you guys had that twinkle in your eye back in the end of November, like Shepherd had the twinkle in their eye this year, because everybody, you just want to play this year.
Yeah.
We've gotten through what, hopefully, knock on wood, is the roughest stretch of the season. January and February, COVID cases were up all over the country. Now the vaccine's kind of coming into play, and I know your age group hasn't come close to getting the vaccine yet, but it does seem like in society the numbers are starting to come down. And so is everybody just saying a prayer at night that no tournament games are canceled, that there's going to be an NCAA tournament this year? Are you guys cautiously optimistic that everything's going to be good now?
Yeah, we are. We have our scares here and there, but we just try to stay focused on staying in our bubble, staying out the way, staying safe. And luckily we haven't really gone down to a point where we had to cancel one of our games for it. So,
yeah, it's pretty amazing. Yeah, you played the whole season.
Coach calls this time period fourth quarter, so it's time to lock in and just really stay safe and just keep hoping for them negative tests to come in. Class
has been odd in the last year.
Yeah, definitely. It's the first semester was definitely more of an adjustment. Now we're getting kind of used to the bubble. Our teachers are working with us better, so I think we'd rather be back in class, but we're just doing what we got to do.
How's classes going? Everything going well for you?
Good, real good actually.
Remind everybody of your major.
Back when I first got here freshman, I was interdis, but I was more on the science side. Now I'm converted over to computer science, and hopefully to stick this one out.
All right, well, I've got a question for you. Computer science. My tablet, right now even, the Google Assistant thinks that I'm asking it questions that I'm not asking it. Like right now, it says that, can I tell you a joke? I don't want it to tell me a joke.
I think it just wants to be your friend.
What am I doing wrong? I can't get it to stop doing that. In the middle of the game, it asked me if I wanted information about Glasscock, Georgia. I don't even know where that is. I don't know why I thought I asked for that.
I think this technology, it just wants you to stay on it at all times.
I think it's hearing things.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm a strong believer in that too.
It might be
They're listening
possessed.
to us.
Yeah, I think it might have a slight little demon possession. So we need to lay hands on this thing. But so what will that translate to when you graduate? When you get to that point that you're ready to have a career, what's it going to be?
I'm not sure yet, but I am doing our research. In the classes that I have to research like different jobs that I want, like software developer. So I still think I'm like trying to test the field out. So I'm not sure exactly where I want to go with it, but I do know I want to stick it out because I do like computer science.
Software development, are we talking about maybe might be the next World of Warcraft designer, or are we talking more about
Could be. We're going to have to wait to see and find out.
Okay. All right. Well, we're on the edge of our seat. I'm excited to hear how that turns out. But, Kennedi, congratulations. Great game today and a big win for the Lady Flames. I say a big win. I know it's one that everybody expects that you're going to beat a Division II school. But when you had to battle back from 15 down, it seems like that's giving you guys a little momentum now going into next weekend.
Yeah. For sure.
Well, congratulations. We'll see you hopefully here
next weekend.
Fingers crossed, prayers up that everything stays the same. But you guys are scheduled to be back here in Liberty Arena on Saturday. All right, Kennedi Williams joining us here. And
Thank you.
We're going to get Coach Green in on the broadcast here in just a moment or two and get his thoughts on today's game as well, as the Lady Flames knock off Shepherd 73-65. Coach, if you were mic'd up, you know how they do. Well, they do with you guys too sometimes. I think NCAA tournament, they might put a mic on you every once in a while. But we see that a lot in the NHL, the NBA, NFL, where they'll mic up a player, they'll mic up one of the coaches, and you can kind of hear them as the game goes along. I'm not sure if we wanted to hear how things were going in those huddles when you guys were down by 15 points in the first quarter. How did it all come back together?
Jamie, I guess if I was mic'd up, you might have heard a lot of beep, 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 beep.
I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that.
But I was not very happy. My dream of this game was for everybody to be involved. I really wanted to go deep. And, that first quarter is a quarter that set us back. I mean, we did win 3 out of the 4 quarters, but not as decisive as we were beaten in the first quarter, and had to fight back to get back into the game. And you just can't come out and be lackadaisical on the defensive end. And really, we weren't very sharp on the offensive end. We only scored 10 points first quarter, and this is a team that I think can do an excellent job in executing and scoring and good shooting touches. But we had to get back to some basics and try to keep people in front of us and play a little bit better defense, and we certainly did in the second, third, and the fourth quarter. Some outstanding play. I'm glad that you had Kennedi Williams on, because she really carried us today. Had a lot of weight on her shoulder from the defensive end. I mean, we can pull up the numbers and say 6 assists. She led us in assists. She had big eyes. She got to the basket very well. She shot some layups, knocked down a 3 right over here in front of you. Outstanding game. And we certainly needed her to step up, and she certainly did. And but the things that you don't really see is how good she was on defense. She keeping people in front of her, and especially their point guard. And we're switching too, but primarily that was her objective, and is to try to keep them from just having big games. And so she did an outstanding job, and so I ran out of the gas at the end of the game. I started to pull a few timeouts off, and just to give her a rest, but she finished and had an outstanding game. Along with that, You know, if we didn't have Emily coming alive from an offensive perspective, we needed points there, and was able to slip her in legally on the foul line there. The officials made a call, and I clearly heard it was a foul and that Bridget was to be on the foul line. It was 34. I heard it. And so we were subbing, and I expected Bridget to go to the foul line, and we were subbing, I think, Maya for Bella, to give Bella a rest. And they changed it, and we questioned, and they went to the monitor, and they saw it was on, I think, help me out.
I think Bella had been fouled, but then she sprained her ankle.
Oh, yeah, and that was it. But the official said 34. So, you know, Bella's out. We got to replace her. And Maya was coming in to replace her, but she was the one that was sent to the foul line. And I didn't expect that to happen. So we were able to make some adjustments there, and legal, and because of what the official had done. So we sub Emily, who is an outstanding free throw shooter, and so we picked up a couple points there. Her scoring punch was much needed today, and she came through. I think she was 7 for 8, wasn't she, Jamie, or something like that? Outstanding job.
Yeah, she hadn't missed a shot. I think she missed her last shot, but previous to that, she was 7 of 7.
Yeah, and anyway, she did a great job. And as I said, Kennedi, Emily, Bella, second leading scorer, I think, on her team, and Maya came in with some solid 3 for 3 from the field. We needed her, and she sort of sparked us there in the third quarter and helped us jump out there to we were, I think, down 2 and jump up to maybe a 6-point lead there during that period of time. So it was a big combat. It was a big team win against a very good D2 Shepherd team, as you had alluded to, that we didn't have very much to go on as far as scouts and things like that. So we're pleased with the win, and we're glad to get it. I just wished I'd had the opportunity to get a lot of people involved and rest some people, and didn't happen. But Lady Flames fought and got the win.
Now you look forward to, hopefully, all things go according to plan, back into conference the next 2 weekends. Stetson at home, Florida Gulf Coast on the road. 4 games really to determine where the seeding's going to be and how things are going to fall into place for that conference tournament.
Yeah, I mean, it can go let's say we win 4 in a row, then we could be number 1 seed. Stetson's going to be tough enough. Us don't get too far down the road, but you're right. The seeding is coming down to the last 4 games, but guess what? Everybody in the same league, same way. You know, it's these last 4 is going to determine where they're going to line up as far as seeding goes, and we just need to get healthy and focus in on Stetson 1 game at a time. And they're playing really pretty good basketball. They've sort of been snake bit, and sometimes just for example, the North Alabama, I saw both of those games, and they were just crazy. We're talking about one game, one's up by 20, and the next game, the other one's up by 20. So how in the world can you explain a 40-point swing? And it happened, you know, and they are pretty talented, and they've always caused us some big problems. And we just need to get healthy and be ready to take on a very good Stetson Hatters team on Saturday and Sunday, and 1 game at a time. And that second game is always a tough one. Coach, we look forward to seeing you back here in the Vine Center. Hopefully Vine Center.
I've done pretty good this year not saying that, and now I've done it twice in today's game, but it's just next door. I guess that's the one cool thing is it's not like the building got destroyed, demolished. It wasn't blown up. It's still there. We can walk over. Matter of fact, your office is still in the back of it. For the fans that don't kind of realize, maybe they haven't been able to follow it closely, the Liberty Arena is parallel. It's just directly to where the Vine Center is, but your offices are still connected to the back of the Vine Center.
Yeah, we're still connected to or very close to our locker room now. I think officially our new locker room is supposed to open up this coming Friday, I think the 26th. They're still doing some construction, but it's pretty well completed, maybe 80-90% completed, and our offices are right next to the practice facility, so we know we're going to continue to be using most facilities. You have men and women's basketball as well as volleyball using 2 arenas or 2 facilities, and 3 teams, 3 facilities, men and women's practice facility along with the arena. So we just shuffle the cards and move around, and again, we're grateful for our win today, and my hat goes off. Got to tip it to 4 girls that really played well, and Kennedi Williams and Emily Lytle and Bella Samuda, and man, my mind's gone blank here.
Maybe Nina hit a couple big 3-pointers.
Nina hit some big. She did come in there and played very well. Nina and Maya was solid. Again, Maya was 3 for 3, and Nina hit some big plays and made a big play on defense with a charge down here too. So we had some that really stepped up and played well, and we've got to move on, get ready for the Hatters coming in this weekend.
All right, Coach, we appreciate your time.
Okay.